All right, here we are. Pretty cool pen today. This is the TWSBI Swipe. Um, I gotta say, I do enjoy this pen. Plastic. I like the filling system. It's basically a spring, depressed spring system. You let go of the spring and it suctions up the ink. Um, it's a very simple pen, lightweight. And here we'll unscrew this in a moment and I'll show you the spring system. But it's all plastic. It does have a metal or a steel nib and plastic feed and all that good stuff. This one's like a smoky, so it's not a full demonstrator, but it is a smoky uh, finish on it. So it's semi-transparent. Um, and I'm gonna unscrew this one because this is kind of cool. You dip it in the ink, you hold it with your hand and depress the plunger with your thumb or whatever, and then release, and it will, suction up ink. Very similar, but not quite the same. Very similar to the TWSBI Go fountain pen. Um, I like this one a little bit better. I've tried the Goes before, but just for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's the nib. It it ink dries out super quickly. This one does not. I'm going to tell you, I've had this one inked up for months, and the ink was still in there. Um, Pretty cool. I mean, for a plasticky pen, something on their lower end side, but again, even on their lower end side, it's really good quality. Um, Nib is great. It's not perfect, but man, it darn well does the job. It gets it done. It does have just a tiny bit of bounce. This medium nib does, which is what I'm drawing with here. And I like that. It doesn't really have any flex or anything like that, but it does have a little bounce, tiny bit of bounce, and essentially just lays down a little bit more ink without really widening the line. Um, and so that's what I mean when I say lays down more ink. A lot of people confuse the two or conflate it, but it just lays down a little bit more ink, makes it a more of a bold line, not so much a broader line. Um, Yeah, very very easy to draw with, smooth. Maybe I had to do a little bit of smoothing, but I don't recall. I've had this pen for a long time. Matter of fact, I think I have two or three of these swipes, and I think I just got three different nib sizes. I've got the medium, the fine, and the broad nibs, and just use them for drawing for different purposes. And they're super inexpensive, so these are also, if somebody's getting into fountain pens and you wanted um, a fountain pen, but it doesn't have the conventional, converter situation or piston. This is more of a depressing of the plunger. Very similar, but in my opinion, better than Noodler's filling systems on the Ahab. I think the Conrad does the same thing where you depress it. This is a little bit more simple, easy to use, user friendly, just overall great. The ink using today is the TWSBI Black. Really cool bottle, um, frosted a little bit, and has their logo on top of the cap. I'll break that out and do a review on some black inks here shortly, and I'll definitely throw that one in there. This one does tend to be a little bit more gray than fully dark black. Um, I've got a little sunlight coming in here, so it's probably not the fairest example. If you're looking at it, I can't say comparatively to the other black inks I've been using, I do have this anomaly. So just keep that in mind. But still, it still shows black. Now, if I put down the other black inks next to it, I think you'd really see the contrast. But here, because it's just this ink, um, it still looks pretty black. TWSBI does great inks, again, just a little bit less saturated than I prefer. Um, yeah, but the TWSBI Swipe is a great pen. I got to say, again, I've had them for a while. They've never failed me. They never leaked. They're sealed really well, and again, they've held the ink in the barrel or their little converter built-in system. It's held the ink there for a long time. No joke. I'm really, I'm really surprised. And I would say, hey, maybe it's just a one-off or something, but all three do that. So if you like a pen that you can jack some ink into, and maybe you'll come back to it later, but don't want it to dry out in the nib and in the body, or in the body. This might be a good pen to have there. It's kind of like an everyday user-friendly pen. Um, and definitely not going to break the bank. So, yeah, I mean, a fun one to draw with. I really do like, every once in a while you get that inexpensive pen that shocks you and surprises you, and you've got that in your arsenal. Uh, I think I've said that enough, but that definitely this pen would fall into that category. Um, yeah, I've got, there's a couple more pens coming up here. I definitely wanted to really get the TWSBI Swipe drawing, get some examples of how sensitive to the nib is, when I'm tapping on the paper. It doesn't skip if I do little stipples. There you'll see I did light stipples and I've done heavy stippling. It just comes out. I don't need to go over it again. It just performs, and again, that falls under that performance workhorse pen. This is definitely one of them. Very light. It posts. As if you're familiar with my channel, I do prefer that. Um, and it does a good job at that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I could say about the TWSBI Swipe, but I definitely, if you don't have it, check it out. If you've had experiences with TWSBI and the vac filler, which I do have the vac 700, I definitely want to do a video on that. Or the diamond, or what have you, the mini. This would be a good one to at least try. And again, it's not going to, push your wallet to the breaking point. So give it a shot. I'm really going to kind of sign off on the Swipe here. I don't know that this needs a full review. Maybe, but I think this kind of covers it, what I've said here, because it is a pretty basic pen. I think I covered all the pros and cons of it. The cons, I don't know that there are really any cons with this pen. For what it is, it's a good. I can't say that put a con on it, say it's something that it should be when it isn't. So, it's not a Aurora, it's not a Visconti. It is what it says it's going to be. It's a workhorse pen. It's lightweight. It's durable, and it performs and holds ink really well. It holds ink, in my opinion, better than a lot of these high-end pens in terms of not drying out as quickly. So, hey, there's a plus column for you for that one against some of the higher-end pens. So, yeah, that's all I'll say about this one. I've got some more drawings coming up. I'm going to let this one play out. If you got something out of the video, enjoyed it, I'd appreciate if you bang that like button up. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the alert notification bell so you'll be alerted. And you know what? Leave a comment if something interests you, if you've had a Swipe before, or you're kind of a love it, hate it situation with TWSBI. Yeah, I'd like to hear about that too. And yeah, share the video if you think someone else could get something out of this. Awesome. Hey, listen, as always, I appreciate everyone's viewing of the videos and supporting the channel. And you will catch me in the next video. See ya!